Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to all of you. I guess all of us have a very good lunch just now. So I'm here to represent my Director General, it's supposed to be a keynote paper. I was supposed to read only the paper, but over the weekends I've tried to make slides, so you can view the slides today. The title is on the revolutionizing water management in Malaysia. This paper shall discuss the public-private partnership as one of the effective project implementation method, and geospatial technology as a promising and evolving technology to meet and overcome the global water challenges. First of all, I want to go with you what are the issues and challenges to water supply that currently we are facing all over the world. As you know, our water resources are finite. We won't get any more increase in water resources even until the end of the world. But these water resources is not only finite, but they are unequally distribution in terms of space and in terms of time. If you can imagine, if all the Earth's water fit in a gallon jug, what is available as fresh water would equal just over a tablespoon. So you can see the comparison. How much is available that we can use for humankind, for our development, for human consumption. And then we have also these challenges that are facing the whole world, which is a result of the carbon emission. We have climate change. Now the climate change, as far as its impact on water resources, it will result in prolonged drought. We will have longer drought, and we will have also extreme flood events. And then we also will have our river yield changes. Maybe we have say we can have 100 MLD yield before this, but due to some climate change, maybe the safe yield has reduced to 80 MLD. So that sort of changes that be a challenge to water supply engineers. Then apart from climate change, we also have issues with regard to water demand. As you all know, our population, the Earth population, is ever expanding, and it is expected by 2050 the world population will reach 8 to 9 billion, and this will put water stress to the whole world. Not only because we have a ever increasing population, but we also have rapid development, and coupled with this rapid development, we have rapid urbanization, and then this urbanization are not planned to take care of the wastewater that have been produced from this urbanization program. And then we will have pollution problem. Our water resources get polluted. The more water we produce for our industrial consumption, for human consumption, the more water we produce for pollution. So we have water resource pollution also. And apart from that, we have poor governance with regard to our river basin and ecosystem management. And but not the least, we have many governments of today, because of the huge capex and opex, in order to develop and operate a water supply system, the government of today are facing inadequate budget to finance their water resource or water supply projects. What is shown on the slide is depicting what the effects of climate change to the water cycle. It will affect the whole water cycle from precipitation, it goes to evapotranspiration and so on, until it will also have an effect on the sea level, the rise of the sea level. And then because the rise in sea level, we have problems of salinity intrusion into our river system. As far as Malaysia is concerned, our water supply demand will almost double from 14,000 MLD in year 2010 to about 26,000 MLD in 2050. The water supply demand will almost double by the middle of this century. And then the expected capital works in order to meet this water supply is estimated at 3.3 billion. 3.3 billion. This is assuming that the per capita water demand will decrease from the existing 200 liters per person per day to about 180 liters per person per day. What are the risks when we have this water supply, water scarcity? Now, the first thing that human being is most concerned is we have to have adequate water and food. The International Food Policy Research Institute reported that 4.8 billion people, that is more than half the world population, and approximately half of the world global grain production will be at risk due to water stress by 2050. So we do not have a problem of available arable land, but we will have problem of water, enough water to irrigate the land to produce food for the world's population. Then apart from that, we have the economy of the countries or of the world will be also affected by this water scarcity. The water scenario in Malaysia. Basically, water in Malaysia is a state matter. The state owns and controls the rivers and canals. As far as the federal government is concerned, the federal government will only interfere if there are conflicts between states that share water resources. And in 2006, an act, a Water Supply Act, was passed. Not in 2006, but in 2007. A Water Supply Act, which is called Water Supply Industrial Act, was passed by the Parliament. So under that act, the treated water services in Malaysia and in Labuan, the Federal Territory of Labuan, falls both between the federal and state jurisdiction, but only regulated only for treated water services. But as far as the water resources is concerned, it belongs to the state. The state controls and governs it. The state government are responsible for the development of operation and maintenance of all water supplies. But because of the federal or national interest, the federal government will provide soft loans or grants to state government to finance their water supply infrastructure project. And with regard to rural water supply, as far as what we have now is all grant. The state has they do not have to pay anything to the federal government. The government will finance all rural water supply project at free of charge. And then for water supply project, for treated water supply projects operated by the states, and if the states wants to finance new project, they can always get a loan from this water asset company, which is called Pengurusan Aset Air Berhad. PAB is a company owned by the Ministry of Finance. PAB will provide the finance. Will provide the finance to finance the water supply project, and they will lease it to the water supply operators for a certain specified period of time until the whatever money that have been used to finance the project has been covered. These are the water supply statistics for the whole of Malaysia. Now, the treatment plant installed capacity is keep on increasing every year, and by the end of last year, 2012, the treatment plant installed capacity for the whole country is 17,901 MLD, megaliters per day. And the production is about 15,145 MLD. So we have a reserve margin of about 2,000 MLD. The overall national water coverage for the whole country, including urban and rural, is about 95%. There are about 461 operated treatment plants in the whole country, and the total length of water mains that are in service is about 135,000 kilometers, with the number of connections on the number of water accounts as 6.83 million. Now, as I told you in one of the slides, that most governments of the world, they are facing problems in finding adequate finance to finance the ever-increasing cost of water supply development projects. And one of the options for the government to reduce their expenditure on development budget is to opt for this, what you call as public-private partnerships financing option. In Malaysia, we have this, what you call as public finance initiative, PFI. Public finance initiative is more or less what you call a subset of PPP. What are the benefits of PPP, or as what we call in Malaysia PFI, private finance initiative? First of all, we will have efficient use of public assets or facilities, and then the whole life cycle of the project, we will have optimal costing, because when the private finance this project, they will try to optimize the whole life cycle of project, and this will lead to lower capex and opex. And then we have this optimal sharing of responsibilities between the public and the private sectors. We also have the third party that will oversee diligence. The lender to the PPP program or the PFI program will normally check the viability of the project, which could be beneficial to the government. Low life cycle costs will also allow lower service charge, which will definitely benefit the public. And then we would definitely optimize as we go for reduce life cycle costs, for the optimum capex cost. The private will try to optimize the utilization of scarce resources. And then lastly, PPP or PFI will generate new business opportunities to the private sector, which will have a positive impact on the GDP. As far as the implementation of PPPs is concerned, there are various stakeholders. The four main stakeholders in any PPP projects are, firstly, the government, and then we have the investors, and then we have the consumers, and also we have the employees. So each of these stakeholders will have their own interest in PPP's program. So a discussion, a dialogue need to be carried out before a PPP program is determined to be viable. For example, if you look at the government side, the government is concerned about maximizing revenue. They are concerning about improved public welfare. But if you look at the investor side, Their concern is about to generate more investment opportunities. So there are some conflicting interests among the stakeholders. So this need to be ironed out and need to be discussed, and a level platform has to be reached before a PPP project is determined to be viable. As far as the Malaysian government is concerned, we have a central unit under the PM's department which handle this PPP's project. And then the federal government also provide facilitation fund for successful for project that are viable, the PPP's project that are viable. The investors or the developer, they can always ask from the government for some facilitation fund, and they can go to the website. There are available, there are guidelines on how to apply for this facilitation fund. Now, in conclusion, so I've gone through the PPP's slides. As far as the geospatial technology is concerned, geospatial technology can be a solution to our water demand or water scarcity. As you know, geospatial technology is continuously evolving to be better year by year, introducing innovative optimal solution. So by having this innovative and optimal solution, this will meet the government's objective and at the same time bring down a project cost. Apart from GIS, we have other core management systems such as customer service, financial, maintenance management, performance modeling, capital improvement planning, and so on, which these systems can be fully integrated and leverage the GIS in order to achieve maximum efficiency in water supply operation. Now, with GIS integration with other core systems, this could provide map-based secured users access to essential, timely utility information to internal staff, other agencies, and public users. And using GIS analysis and the geoprocessing capabilities, this will enhance daily or monthly or annual staff operations, activities, workflows, and planning. For example, you can have this sort of a GIS-related project employing geospatial technology to ensure that we have a optimal and good solution. For example, in total integrated water management system, we can have geospatial to be a tool for us to determine, to ensure that the solution or the operation of the water supply system will give maximum efficiency and optimal solutions. And then we can also use geospatial tools, technology, to ensure that our water supply and demand be managed efficiently. And we can also use geospatial technology to create an emergency response system which can be used during crises such as drought and floods. And then we can also use geospatial technology such as GIS for example, if we can have we can map all the pipe network in the system, and during crisis we can always determine which pipe system did we need to connect to ensure that unaffected area, water from unaffected area can be diverted to affected area. Example, flow from neighboring areas, district, or states. So we can use GIS to determine which pipe connectivity do we need to divert pipe flow to ensure that we have water supply for those areas affected by, for example, drought. What is shown on the slide is what I foresee for Labuan water supply GIS. We are aiming for an ultimate water utility management system. Currently, we have this what we call net-based. Net-based is a water supply management system, which was created by Crowder. So, under this net-based water supply system, we have other water management system running under this net-based. Currently, we have this. We have non-running water control and monitoring system. We also have water network and operation management system. As the years goes by, we hope that other management system can be created under this net-based solution, such as water crisis management, water resource management, and water maintenance system. Net-based as a water supply management system will leverage on data from GIS, from SCADA, from water billing system, from water quality surveillance, from the asset and inventory info system, and from the customer complaint support system. So all this database system will be utilized by NetBase to run the system that are inside NetBase. For example, water crisis management system. Water crisis management system will utilize data from the GIS database for the pipe network system and from the SCADA system for the flow and pressure, and also maybe from the water quality system on the status of water quality in the network. So this is what we expect in the future. Using geospatial technology solution, we can have a system that can really give benefit to ensure that our future water demand is always being met. In conclusion, continued application improvement of geospatial technology in water supply planning and operation will lead to total water supply management, providing optimal solutions while ensuring adequate water supply systems in terms of quantity and quality. With regard to PPP, a defined strategy and roadmap to achieve improvement through PPP is required in order to provide clarity and certainty about the operating environment to private sector operators, which is crucial for sizable investment and long payback periods inherent in infrastructure projects. And most appropriate approach to communicate and foster PPP is through an interactive dialogue with all the stakeholders. There is with the stakeholders with regard to government, to the consumers, to the investors. A dialogue, interactive dialogue, need to be engaged with all the stakeholders to ensure that PPP program is viable as a solution to ensure that our future water supply project can always be developed without hindrance to lack of financial funds. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I end my presentation. Thank you very much.